Well, the video challenge for today is to get something that you can see. And this is a 1954 Century. The game we're playing here is, do we have oil pressure before I light this motor off? And it's been tasking at me. I want to make sure that that actually exists. It's a lot of motor to turn, and it's a very expensive motor if it comes apart, right? It's a Inline 6, 396 cubic inch. It's gray marine, but it's made by Continental. And I'm sure the people who've got international tractors will probably find it a little bit familiar. So what I did was I pulled all the spark plugs out so I can actually turn it. And I got this digital oil pressure gauge that unfortunately runs on 12 volts. And that's a 6-volt battery. So what I had to do was borrow that battery to power the system. And I put the pressure transducer right there by the oil cooler. It should have oil pressure there. And grounded it to the block, and then put the 12-volt battery ground to the block, and then put the positive feed to the gauge. Now, see if I can do this. So what I'm going to do is I pull the plugs out so it'll spin a little faster, and let's see if I can just jump it. So I got to 20 pounds. That tells me I've got oil pressure. That was my mission for the day. So jury rig and all, it was a success. And I think what I'm going to do now is put the plugs back in, put the plug wires back on. I'm not going to fire it today. I'm tempted to, but I think that's what I needed to see. Changing the oil on this is a very arduous task because I got to draw the oil through that dipstick hole, which is hard. It's a very thin line, so I got to explore pump options. Last time I did it with a draw tube where you do a quart at a time. My God, it took me hours. And I can tell from the floor that I wasn't the first one to do that. But we need to change the oil. If I can figure out how to do that easily, I'll do it. But if not, that'll be another video. All right, the next project is, I'm not going to do it today, but I just want to get some eyes on it. You see where I'm shining the light? If you look down there, you see where a shaft goes into what's basically two nuts. And what they do is there's packing material where you tighten up on those two, and it squeezes the packing material into the shaft. And that's how it keeps the water from coming into the boat from the prop shaft. And so I got it exposed. I wanted to find out where it was. Found it. And I guess I have to get some very large wrenches to see if I can tighten on those just a little bit. It leaks water there. And makes it just a little closer to getting this thing in the water. I have to more permanently wire in this gauge, and I have to have an auxiliary battery because It's a 6-volt system here. It's either that or I have to convert the whole thing to 12. I'm going to look at the voltage regulator when I get it running and see if I have a 12-volt tap on it. If I do, I'm going to convert out to 12 volts. But for now, I'm assuming 6. If I can do a 12-volt tap, I'll use that to power the oil pressure gauge. But I got to get out of here. It's really hot. I'm just dripping in sweat. So that's it for now.